Let me set the stage for you. Say you are in a coffee shop with your friend. You share some pleasantries with the people next to you in line. Next, you find the table and wait for the barista to bring you your drink. The barista brings you a quad grande vanilla latte, or whatever it is you like to drink. And then your friend looks you in the eye and asks you that fateful question that all friends seem to ask. How are you? And you shrug. What did you just communicate? It could mean a few things, right? But before we go into what it means, we should take a step back and acknowledge that without any audible voice or written words, you responded and something was communicated. And that is what we call nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication enhances and deepens our ability to understand and express ourselves. What I want to focus in on today is voice and body movements. Both are unique and intricate types of nonverbal communication. By definition, nonverbal communication is messages expressed through non-linguistic means. So sign language and written words are immediately thrown out of the equation. We do not have time to go into every detail. What I want to focus in on is the voice and body movements that are both unique and intricate types of nonverbal communication, and both are daily used to tell us things about ourselves and others. The tone of someone's voice would be a form of nonverbal communication. Let's start with that. Here's an example. Say you live in a small neighborhood and you are hosting a backyard barbecue party. One of your neighbors, who you are well acquainted with, makes a joke about your cooking. You respond by saying, "Hey neighbor, I think your house is on fire." Everyone laughs. Now let's say you are at one of your neighbor's homes and someone walks in and says, "Hey neighbor, I think your house is on fire." There is an urgency in the tone of your voice that communicates something different than it did in the original sentence, though they are both read identically the same. This was done purely through nonverbal communication. The term paralanguage is used by social scientists to refer to nonverbal vocal messages, which is what we just experienced in the example above. Screams, sighs, or even the vocal qualities like a person's pitch or the volume of their voice are all nonverbal communications and help us to understand and express meaning deeper. In the same way that the tone of our voice can affect and enhance the meaning of words, so do our actions. Body movements are a form of communication that require very little to no explanation. In American culture, when a man nods his head, it is understood that he is greeting someone, while if he shakes his head sideways, it is equally understood that this man is saying no. A very similar and small body movement that means polar opposites and requires no speech. But not all forms of movement are intended to mean something. Quite often, we are perfectly unaware of our body language and what it may or may not be saying about us, but it is saying something. If I were to be slouching over my meal at the dinner table and not interacting with everyone at the table, immediately they would begin to be questioning the content of my words based on the posture of my body. They might think that I'm sad, tired, unwell, for example. The quality of our voice or the gesture of our hands are crucial to the way we as humans and individuals relate to one another and share life. Even small movements and raised voices enhance and deepen our ability to understand and express each other. Nonverbal communication is a beautiful gift designed by our Creator. Being made in the image of God is a gift, and He created us with unique abilities of self-expression and with a deep desire to know and be known. Through voice and body movements, we get to transcend our level of communication to something that is enhanced and deepened.
All right.